Okay, part 3. So, we've just found out we need to do a 5-element balance in relation to heart. So, over energy in the heart energy and under energy in the pancreas organ spleen meridian. So, that's where we're at now. We need to see whether or not the heart energy is even though the heart, actually both of those are, so heart is on the left, pancreas is on the left, but we still have the meridians on both sides of the body. So the heart meridian, I need to see if it's balanced left and right, and then I need to do the same thing with pancreas, left and right. So, okay. Interesting with your stuff going on the right side, because that's over energy with the heart meridian on the right. And then I need to go pancreas. And it's on the right as well. Okay, so we need to use Harari points to help to balance them out left and right, because it means there's too much energy on this side. So it's interesting that this is where you get pain here. So the acupuncturist would look at areas with over energy and go, well, those meridians are blocked. And then those meridians, the spleen meridian pancreas organ, it goes from the tip of your toe all the way up your body and then comes down the side. The heart meridian then runs all the way down. So with heart being over, that will be blocking the next one along within the yin meridian, which is your pancreas. So it's getting blocked. And you do so much work on your heart energetically as well. And it's great nick, isn't it, with the doctors?
Yes.
Perfect.
One part of me that works.
Yay! There's lots of parts of you that work. The ones that don't work are naughty.
They just talk loudly.
That's exactly right.
And they're bullies.
They go, pick me, pick me. Okay, so the Harari point for heart is heart 8, which is, so how many seconds do we need on the left? Hello, and how many do we need on the right? Have you ever had any scar tissue in here? I think you've got a lost. They're both really long amounts of seconds. It's 50 seconds on that side, and it's about a minute and a half on the right. That's just a long time to run a Tai Shin.
Is that how blocked it is?
That's how blocked it is. So you'll have to let me know if it gets tender, because if it is,
I've got a high tolerance for that.
you do.
I don't even feel it, to be honest.
Yeah, did you hear that? She doesn't even feel it. So this is a Tai Shin, and basically it's a movable acupuncture. It's not a needle, it's about 3 millimeters wide, but when areas are tender, they can really hurt. So when I hear that it's like 50 seconds to a minute and a half, that's a long time with the Tai Shin on an individual point. Still 15 seconds. But yeah, imagine being a child and seeing abuse, feeling abuse, being abused. Your heart energy has to take a big fat beating because of that.
I literally don't feel that.
Wow. Doesn't even feel it.
There's like there's something between me and the thing.
Yeah. So that can be a sign of a really blocked meridian. I asked about scar tissue because sometimes scars will actually block scars.
Something on my face.
Yeah, right.
Not on
No,
my face.
neither of these meridians are on your face. Or they're, Any body scars?
From the PCOS. And then
Oh,
also
yeah.
the kidneys, maybe.
Oh, yeah. Interesting.
So I've never broken a bone or...
Yeah. Amazingly.
Wasn't for lack of trying. Fell out of trees and off fences. And
I was talking about tomboys with someone just recently, wondering whether kids who are tomboys these days are going to be misgendered or ungendered or...
God knows.
given time to work out. And part of the reason I was a tomboy is I like to hang around the boys. I think that answered that question. They were more fun than the girls who were scared of the lizards and things. That certainly wasn't me.
No, that wasn't me either. I was always up the tree.
So there. See whether that's done the trick for the lung alarm point. Heart, sorry. Okay, they're even now. Good. Once again, we'll just recheck. No, it's still only on this side, so sometimes it shimmies things along.
Okay.
But not today. So we need the Harari point for the pancreas. Which is spleen 3. This one's down on the foot. It can get a bit tender as well, but maybe yours will be numb as well. Okay, so yeah, right. Funny. It's nearly the same, but a little bit more we need. So we need a minute and then a minute 40 seconds. Quite big.
There you go.
Which once again just lets us know how blocked these are.
That's the same again. It doesn't,
Can't feel it?
It doesn't even feel like you're touching me.
Wow.
I can feel your warm finger,
Yes.
but I can't feel the doodad. What's the thing called?
Tai Shin.
Okay.
I lost it for 8 years when I moved clinics.
Oh no.
The good thing about moving clinics a couple of times is that you start to find
You
things.
refine them. That's even less noticeable than the hands.
Yeah, right.
Like I can hear it,
Yeah.
but I can't feel it. You must be getting tired doing it.
I'm sort of thinking the blocked energy. Let me look at the emotional gear there, the extra emotional gear stuff. Yeah, so heart energy can be saviour seeking, feeling inferior to others, resentful, self-destructor.
I'm really resentful.
Yeah. But even the self-destructor, that's like staying in jobs that are, you know, are damaging for you.
Yeah.
You know,
Guilty
and
as charged.
I know we can use money as an excuse, but it's still an excuse to stay somewhere that's abusive. So it's like the body knows it's bad, you consciously know it's bad,
But you do
stay
it
there anyway because you do it anyway. And pancreas, spleen, is worry, unable to accept life's experiences. You meet them each day in all their variety, which just really acts on our moods.
It's just energy zapping.
Yeah, absolutely. So same on that side, or did you feel more on that side?
No.
No.
It's like it's dead. It just
Yeah, that's interesting. Given how high your pain receptors are for some areas in your body, once again, just stacking the right side. I'll give that hip a little bit of a stretch.
it's good.
Double check the femur.
Your hands are nice and warm.
Yeah, but you're always a cold frog.
I know. Even though I've got the long shirts and long pants.
Okay, so now, next step is working out which acupuncture points we need. So now what we've got to do, we've got an over energy in the heart, we've got an under energy in spleen pancreas, and on the yin cycle it goes from heart to spleen.
Okay.
So now we've got to drag energy from your heart around to your spleen. So that one is called something different. Okay, so it's spleen 2 we need. So that's the fire elements. Our heart's fire energy. Spleen is earth energy. Earth, not wood. I said wood earlier on. It's earth. So what we need to do is open up the heart channel to allow it down into the spleen. So spleen 2, back to your toes again. You've been in the pool, of course they're clean.
They're oxidised, that's for sure.
Oh, 50 seconds on each side, we're even. We've evened out these ones. Now they're even. Ha, cool.
They're just still demanding.
Yes, they are. And this time it's in here.
And I still can't feel it. But where are you actually touching?
So it's just past the joint. So most of the acupuncture points around the hands and the feet are just, they're sort of on the joints.
Okay.
Yeah, so in the divots is where the acupuncture points seem to be.
Okay.
Whereas the last one was just past the bunion, or where we get bunions.
Oh, okay. That's a bit sad. I can't even tell.
Yeah, I'm sort of curious because over there I've got the chart with the different bones. So I'm sort of curious with these spots on the, I might have a look and see where these spots on your feet, what they mean. Just since they're so numb. And that's the thing, when you've been depressed and protecting yourself all your life, it's easy to be numb to lots of stuff, because why would you bother wanting to get passionate about things?
Well, yeah, that came up in the study too, about dissociating.
Yeah.
Because the pain level's too high, so you just dissociate.
Absolutely.
And you don't feel it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a major ego defence mechanism, as is minimisation. If I don't want, I can't miss out. Jimmy was telling me that my brother was telling me a story about a book. Must have been about Buddha. I can't remember what it was called. But it was saying how, because he could live in the forest, and he had a mantra which was, if I don't need, I don't miss out. So he could go into town, he would find out if there was work. If there was no work, then it didn't matter, because he could wait to eat till tomorrow. He could live in the forest, so therefore he didn't need accommodation. And he just got good at having that mantra. I generally do not have a Buddha bone in my body, methinks. Now let me have a look at these bones.
I've got a few. That's right, I took yours, I was greedy.
So, okay, so big toe energy, left and right. So on the left, it's about balancing your life by sharing your true feelings, which of course you don't with narcissists. Why would you bother?
No.
And on the right, it's about knowing when timing is essential. On the left, it's to do knowing that you can support yourself with devotion, so that you know you're always putting yourself first. And on this side is giving yourself that authority to love yourself, rather than pick on yourself.
That would be why I didn't feel them.
Yeah. And on the left, it's about relating through compassion, dealing with others, having a live and let live attitude that is caring for self as well. And on the right, it's having the will to stop judging to others. So they're very much about that sort of energy. And when you've been around narcissists forever, it's hard. It's hard not to look at other people and stop judging, because people haven't lived, and they haven't lived your life. You know, people who say, well, just save money and go do this. You go, well, hello.
Yeah, like I haven't
What
tried.
world do you live in? Yeah. Okay, so let me just double check. Okay, so now let's go back in, and because that was just clearing a layer from the PVSS, periventricular survival system. Let's go in and see where we're at there. Because it might be clear, I just didn't believe it. And hold. Just a little. Okay, so your adrenals are doing better.
Good.
That's actually cool.
Yay.
Survival. Deep survival. Hidden deep. Okay. So, but what that's taken off is that big survival, deep survival, hidden deep survival about the subclossal gyrus. So now we're back to the original hidden deep survival. That's sneaky, all right.
You just have to outsmart it.
Now we're back into the reticular activating system again.
Can that tell you how much sleep I do?
Yeah, right. Okay. So this one is when, so imagine the adrenals, they're like a 2 shot of coffee. Noradrenaline's more like a 1 shot of coffee. This one's acetylcholine. It's like a triple shot of coffee. So it's the espresso that gives you the diarrhea and the nausea and that sort of thing. But it also makes you really, really vigilant. It makes that switch on, directing attention, so you never miss anything, just on. And what it's doing is switching on, it's switching on kidney 1, which is about focus and direction, which is great when you've got something to do, but when you're trying to sleep, it's not that useful.
Well, acetylcholine works exceptionally well.
Yeah. It's funny, you know, about the whole money thing and how people just don't get it. When I was in India, when I didn't get it, so we were on a camel ride out into the desert, and I actually said after 10 minutes or something, I said, man, I could smash a beer. And at that moment, this dude with a canvas bag over his shoulder turns up and says, Madame, would you like a beer? And I said, yes, I would. So we had the most expensive beer we had in India, and this guy's name was Vicky, and he had 5 younger brothers, and he was telling us about his stories. He had lived on the streets in Delhi for a year, and he hadn't been able to get work because he was an untouchable, and he was trying to get out, or he was close to it. Maybe he was on the second, you know, because he was selling beer, but, you know, he was right down there. And anyway, and I said, oh, you'll have to come to Australia one day. Stupid thing a tourist says to someone. Sorry. And he said, Madame, that will have to be in another lifetime. Do you know how much it costs to go to Australia? And I thought, well, okay, slap me right down.
Sorry.
Yeah, oopsie doopsie. You don't mean to say stupid things sometimes. And that's the thing, people don't mean it when they say things.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
Because in their world, it is possible to do those things.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, and that circuit just blew your base chakra.
Oh, great. Don't I need that one for
survival? Yeah, absolutely. So when you're, and that's going to make you exhausted. So if you're running on your acetylcholine and you're really focused, what's going to happen as soon as that runs out?
Tired.
You're going to be tired. You blow your base chakra so you don't feel grounded or safe or, yeah. And hold.
Damn it.
And hold. Yeah, and it's chronic fatigue of your base chakra. So it's 3rd stage stress. It unlocked. I tried to switch it on. It's still unlocked. So that's 3rd stage stress, chronic fatigue. And there's frustration in there, actually. So at least that's a useful emotion. You know, frustration's much better than depression. Okay, let's see where we're at. And hold. Hold. Okay, so we've gone from 3rd stage stress to 2nd stage stress. Now it's really working hard. This time it's an essence. think this one is about shock to the trauma. Shock, trauma, damage to the aura. Fringed violet. Be at peace and see a clear pattern and plan running through all your lives. Nothing is by chance. The problem is I can see a pattern running. We just want to change that pattern.
I want to change it.
Yeah.
Can we change that one?
Yeah, so it's for damage to the aura, shock and trauma, lack of psychic protection, poor recuperation since trauma or shock, fear of physical contact since an assault. Okay, that's about spot on.
That's very appropriate.
Do you think, oh, it's 8 drops, which means it's your mum's stuff again. Do you think she has any empath in her? Do you think she might be an empath and that's why she's in such a foul mood all the time? It's hard to imagine.
Yeah.
You know, that's pretty interesting that she's in there again.
I don't know.
I'm sure she's, you know, put up the boundaries and have gone, no, not
her
doing
walls
it.
are huge.
Yeah. But, Was your grandma?
She was lovely.
Was she an empath? Did she take on other people's stuff?
Yeah, she was very gentle.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Bonus one.
And I always felt comfortable with her.
Yeah.
But it was kind of like Mum hated that we were similar.
Yeah. Yeah, so...
For some reason, she didn't, like, even to the point she won't let me have the photos of Grandma and Grandpa because I can wait till she dies. She doesn't even want me to have that degree of contact.
Fascinating. Okay, let's see where that little one's at. So it's base chakra, adrenals, sphenoid bone. Oh, your sphenoids might be linked in with your migraines as well, actually. Let me just double check since it was 3rd stage stress. Are they descended? Yeah, they're descended. Yeah, okay. And you don't even have a headache today?
No, I'm good today.
That's unusual.
Hey, you've got to take it when it happens.
You do. Okay, so
take
just
it and run.
exactly. So just gently with the breath. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Okay, and just gently.
You do that when I have a headache. That's really good. That's normally where you can actually see the pulse.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so then just thinking about what else couldn't be going on. The dura attaches, so the dura is around your spinal cord.
Oh, okay.
It attaches at the tailbone, side of your neck, tip of the skull, the sphenoid bone, and the jaw.
Oh, that's a
So when
draw
you're
that
feeling it
also-
in here, that can be the end result of dural tension. So therefore the wobble
That's why-
machine.
And that's why I've got to wear the plate.
Yeah, right.
Because I clench.
Yeah.
And it's all really sore through there. No, the wobble machine's great.
Good stuff. Okay.
It's like something rocking you to sleep.
Nice. Have you fallen asleep on it?
No, because my hip normally cracks a banana after a while. But the left side loves it.
And hold. Hold. Okay. We're still in 2nd stage stress. So ESR, oscillation chakra, essence, cranial, chi keys, tuning forks. We need another tuning fork, bud. Interesting. Actually, I might pause there.
I like that.
Yeah, we're going to do another tuning fork combo.